Well, that's it. We're all done with our COVID quarantine. That means it's time to say goodbye to garage living in Calgary. And it's time to say, hello, condo living in Canmore. Actually, we don't have time for this. We gotta go get our motorcycles from Vancouver. Road trip.
Just checking to see if you're listening, blah, blah, blah. Just checking to see if you're listening, 999.
I love a good road trip. Anyway, this trip is a little bit different. It's not a pleasure joyride. We're going to Vancouver to pick up our motorcycles. So, as you know from watching my previous videos, we had to ship our motorcycles from Uruguay all the way to Vancouver after the borders closed because of COVID-19. If you haven't been following our story, there's links to videos in the description below. Anyway, we're going to Vancouver right now and piling into a little car with my friend Bryan Bayley and my girlfriend Elle West and Bryan Bayley's cat, Z. We've got a trailer just in case we have to trailer the motorcycles home because of inclement weather over the mountain passes. And we hope it doesn't come to that. We want to ride home, but we shall see. Off to Vancouver from Calgary. Here we go.
Just checking to see if you're listening, blah, blah, blah. Just checking to see if you're listening, nah, 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 nah. Just checking to see if you're listening, blah, blah, blah. Just checking to see if you're listening, nah, 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 nah.
The drive from Calgary to Vancouver was fairly standard. It was only on the way back that things got a bit weird. Anyway, Elle had to work on Sunday, so we left late. That meant that I did most of the driving, while Z and Elle and Bryan took naps. We drove through the night a fair bit until we got to Merritt, BC. There we got a hotel because Bryan had to work in the morning. Bryan's a music therapist, so he can work remotely during this time of COVID-19. As Bryan finished up work, Elle and I went for breakfast, where she painted her masterpiece of disaster on the table. After that, we piled into the car and hit the road again. We arrived in Vancouver in the evening, where we met Bryan's son Jonah for supper. We stayed with Bryan's son Jonah as well during our entire stay, which is great because the whole process took a lot longer than we had expected. Bryan spent his days working, and Elle and I just played the waiting game. We're at a beach in Vancouver, waiting for our motorcycles to arrive. There's been a bit of a delay, a little slight complication, which is to be expected. We cannot get them on Friday, which we thought we would. Now we're waiting till Monday at the earliest.
Yeah, the boat is gonna arrive Saturday instead of Friday, but then customs office is closed all weekend, so we can't even do anything until Monday. So we decided to hang out in Vancouver at, guess what beach this is?
It's Wreck Beach, which means there's a lot of naked men walking around.
It's a sausage party.
I'm one of those naked men, actually. Fortunately, there's more to Vancouver than just clothing-optional beaches and marijuana dispensaries. There's Granville Island, there's English Bay, which is home to one of my favorite pubs. I don't know why I like that pub so much, I just do. There's a water taxi around Granville Island, and you can just cruise on that all day if you want to. All of these diversions were just a short walk away from Jonah's apartment. And good thing too, because as it turned out, our motorcycles were delayed by about a week. We had a lot of waiting to do, it was sometimes frustrating, and sometimes it felt like we were taking one step forward and two steps back.
One step forward and two steps back. Lived out alone in the middle of this worn down shed. And I don't know whether you're ever coming back. One step forward and two steps back. All right, Andy.
Did I mention that our frustration was growing as we waited? Here's Elle with her thoughts.
So, Ron, waiting for Ron. We're not doing that anymore.
Okay.
We are going, I hope, today.
Yeah, the guy we hired wasn't much of a communicator, so there was always another problem or delay.
Oh, how I loved you so. More than you will ever know. Maybe that's the reason.
After all this waiting, Elle had enough, and she finally started holding people accountable and demanding answers. We shouldn't have had to do this, but Elle took it upon herself to do so, and she did it in her own special way.
We're gonna phone Ron back. We're gonna tell him to get his head out of his and we're gonna tell him that everything is ready. And please send your truck driver, bring the damn container.
And to my surprise, her tenacity worked. It worked!
Beep, 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 beep.
These are the motorcycles.
A week later than we expected, but we did finally get our bikes!
Are you excited?
It's here, it's in one piece. I haven't noticed anything missing or broken. And if we hang on just a sec, we're going to see Jeremy come out with his bike too.
Jeremy.
You left to work that whole thing through. Decide what you were gonna do. Oh, well, I'm left here alone without you. You left to work that whole thing through. It feels like one step forward, two steps back. Lived out alone in the middle of this worn down shack. And I don't know whether you're ever coming back. One step forward, two steps back. One step forward, two steps back. One step forward, two steps back. Two steps back.
Please pardon this brief commercial. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. If you haven't done so already, now is a great time to check out my website, motorcycletherapy.com. There you'll find motorcycle therapy books and t-shirts. There are other books there too, so check it out. I'll leave links to all of this and more in the description. Now, back to the adventure. Yeah, I don't know if you can see behind us here, we've got a strange contraption on the go. We've got this Volkswagen like diesel burning thing, and then this Mickey Mouse trailer, which is really used for hauling a single dirt bike, is now hauling two heavily laden kind of dual sport motorcycles. So we've got straps everywhere. It's not the best system, but it's the system that we're going to use tonight to get us on the road, and then we'll reevaluate in the morning. That's the hope. On the road last night, we had a bike fall over, basically. Brian, what happened?
Things came loose, and they're reattached now.
We're on the side of the road.
It's very dark.
It is very dark, and we just basically looked in the mirror and saw the bikes were leaning way over and almost falling off the trailer. Mm-hmm. And that happened once before, but it was my imagination.
Yeah.
We stopped and we looked and it was fine. So this time I thought, it's my imagination again. But we stopped and we looked and they were leaning way over.
They were leaning way over. But what's the scariest part is I kept on seeing these faces in between us, like just pop up in the middle of our face. And if we turn this way, watch what will happen. It'll happen again.
Bryan Bayley did most of the work, and thanks to Brian. Anyway, we're going to continue on our journey. The bikes are secured now, better than they ever have been. Some of you might be wondering, why aren't we just riding them? A couple of reasons. Last night we got the bikes late, so we were going to go into the night, and we thought, let's just get some miles under our belt. The other reason is we don't have batteries for the bikes right now. We'll remedy that when we get to our campground tonight in Toad Rock. And the other reason that we brought the trailer is because we are driving over some high mountain passes, and it is late September, so we don't know if we're going to hit snow or not. Thanks again to Brian, and let's try to keep our spirits up today, even though it could be stressful. He's gone to get a new battery for his car now, because we've been boosting the car all the time. Yep, so after installing the battery in Brian's car, we were good to go. The motorcycles were properly secured, the weight was distributed well, and we were rolling east once again on Highway number 3 en route to our favorite campground, Toad Rock, near Nakusp, BC. There, some of our favorite people can be found. Mary and Grant, and Dawn. I love Toad Rock, Brian does too, but Z wasn't so sure.
Oh, this is like you're hanging out.
Hey,
G4.
dogs. That night, Brian and I got up to our, usual Toad Rock shenanigans, I guess. And in the morning, Elle and I set to work on our motorcycles, putting our batteries back in, charging things up, changing the oil and stuff like that. After a day of working on the motorcycles and getting them running, and then another day spent just relaxing, it was time for Elle and I to head back to Alberta. Brian was able to borrow a motorcycle from Don, so he joined us for the first part of our ride home. On the way to Trout Lake, we took a little detour to an abandoned marble quarry. We always stop here if we get a chance when we're in the area. It kind of feels like we're little kids again, playing in a big forest fort. After playing around in the quarry for a while, it was time to say goodbye to Bryan. He had to head back to the campground because he was working in the morning. Elle and I had to make some miles, and besides, from here on in, the road turned to gravel. Bryan didn't want to take Don's Goldwing on that. This is goodbye to Bryan.
Yep.
Goodbye, Bryan.
You've been a big part of our adventure.
Yeah.
I really like being a part of your adventure.
We quarantined with Mr. Bayley.
Yep.
And then he brought us to Vancouver to pick up our motorcycles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
I met you in Argentina.
Yeah?
that's right.
Yeah.
Met in Buenos Aires. Bryan's the one who's dragging me across the pavement in one shot.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
also started the trip together. We started at Montero.
Love you, Bryan.
It was kind of sad to see Bryan roll away. Then again, there was a lot of sadness on this trip ever since we got stuck in Uruguay. That said, without sadness, joy would feel hollow, wouldn't it? And Elle and I were about to experience a whole lot of joy on this sunny day and this amazing gravel road. Think of that road, Elle.
That's beautiful. It's better than I remember.
A little bit wiggly though, because it was muddy.
Yeah, the spots that it was still that were wiggly for sure.
And normally we miss the ferry. I do. My timing is always bad, but
We're
today
perfect right now.
We nailed
just
it.
pulled in and everybody's unloading and we're about to load in just a minute.
Yeah, after this ferry crossing, we hit more sunny highway on the way to Revelstoke. In Revelstoke, we grabbed a hotel, and that night, Elle spent her time hitting things. But of course, Elle's favorite thing to hit is the road. That's an awesome segue. Our final ride took us up and over Rogers Pass. This is where we had expected to hit snow, maybe. But we never did. It was dry and pleasant riding the whole way through these avalanche tunnels, and then back down the other side. And so it came to pass, 13 months after leaving Canmore, Alberta, riding all the way through Central and South America to Argentina, coming back, getting stuck in Uruguay for 5 months, we finally arrived home. I have to say, in spite of all the ups and downs, it was a fantastic ride.